Thank you, Mint Mobile. We have more news today. According to Diana Rossini, the 49ers asking price for Mac Jones is quote unquote astronomical. I don't know what that means. I'm guessing it means a first round pick. What do you think of that, Larry?
I've said this 3 or 4 weeks ago. I said, if I'm the Niners, I'm asking for the moon because Mac Jones is better than these other guys. But then it's interesting. The league spoke back, and I'm sure the Niners did ask for the moon. And when I say, what's the moon? They're asking for, a first round pick or, a second round pick and a player or, you know what I mean? Something like, good player. They want something real for Mac Jones because they know Mac Jones just saved their bacon and could do it again this year. And it's not like theoretical, it's real. I mean, what would we be saying about the Niners right now if they went 8-9, missed the playoffs? The dialogue would be harsh. The fan base would be at their throats. They know it. So they know Mac Jones is valuable to them. So they set the price tag really, really high on Mac Jones. And I would have too. But now, unbelievably, there's 6 or 7 teams around the league that are willing to play with lesser quarterbacks than Mac Jones instead of paying the 49ers price. So either the Niner price is going to have to come down or maybe they're just going to have Mac Jones as a backup quarterback this year.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to give up a first or second round pick or even a third for Mac Jones when you can go out and sign guys who are roughly as good and not give up any draft picks. So I get that, but it just seems to me that the Niners are really holding on surprisingly tightly to Mac Jones, which to me, there's only one way to interpret that. I mean, they don't seem to be as 100% sold on Brock Purdy as they say they are. Otherwise, the backup quarterback wouldn't matter that much. And it's not that Brock Purdy isn't good, because he is really good. It's just that he's had injury issues 2 seasons in a row. He just has. And you can't ignore that. And if he has another season this year in 2026 where he misses 8 games, the 49ers might just want to, reconsider their options, considering how freaking expensive Brock Purdy is. If he's a part-time player, a half-season player, then maybe they want to get out of this contract and not give him $100 million in the next couple of years and pivot to Mac Jones, who's cheaper. We're not there yet, but it does seem like the Niners want to keep their options open and protect themselves.
It's funny. Narratives can go a lot of different ways based on the perceptions, right? There's reality and perception. The deal with Brock Purdy is he was hurt this year, but how many people are calling up KMBR or walking around going, man, Brock Purdy's always hurt? It was fine because they won games, and when he got healthy, they were ready to roll and he played great. So it's all good. But what if they had, I don't know, Brandon Allen, and instead of going 5-3 in those 8 games, he went 0-8 and they missed the playoffs. And now it's like Brock Purdy got hurt.
The Washington Commanders.
What's that?
Then you're the Washington Commanders,
right?
Freaking tanked as soon as Jaden Daniels went down,
right? And then, but I mean,
last year, 5-12.
Brock Purdy got hurt. Oh, he's hurt. Always hurt. Mm-hmm. Instead, Mac Jones changes the perception. So in a lot of ways, I mean, how are John and Kyle going to get ripped? They're going to get ripped if Brock Purdy is a disaster because they paid him $50 million. Well, they can kind of manage that because if they hadn't had Mac Jones, there'd be a lot of people complaining about Brock Purdy and his fragileness. But instead, Mac Jones is there, and there's none of that discussion at all. So I think he's really valuable to them on a lot of fronts. And not to mention, I think he's a good quarterback. I mean, I actually think he's good. I don't know if other people just think it's Shanahan. That whole talk, Barrows had that quote, Grant, from an NFC or NFL person who was like, yes, Kyle going to come with him. That's like a way of saying Mac sucks and Kyle was making him. But do you really think that's the case? I don't think that's the case. I think Mac Jones was accurate at Bama, and he's accurate now.
I think it's just we've seen Mac Jones in questionable situations struggle. So you have to really feel like you're putting him in the right situation with the right system and the right playmakers. And maybe those teams aren't out there right now. But I just think it's interesting that like we heard Mac come out, a month ago and really confirm like, yeah, Kyle wanted me in the draft and it just didn't work out. Right. You got to remember that to me, the front office is more wedded to Brock than Kyle is, because Brock wasn't Kyle's He didn't find him. Brian Greasy found him. Steve Slowick found him. And he showed up to fix Kyle's mistake, which was Trey Lance, which in retrospect may not have been his mistake because he wanted Mac Jones. So if, I mean, when
Right,
Brock went
right. I
down
mean,
last
think
year,
about we're actually painting the picture of what the reality in the room could be as opposed to the perception publicly,
right.
which is quite different.
When Brock went down last year, the narrative was, oh, we're gonna see how Brock's been covering up for Kyle's mistakes, and we're gonna see how he's been keeping him employed. And Kyle wouldn't even be the coach anymore if it wasn't for Brock. And then Mac went on that run. So I just feel like if something happens with Brock, I think Kyle wants to be able to pivot to his guy. Hey man, you guys didn't let me have Mac Jones initially. I love Brock Purdy, but now Brock Purdy's hurt or something happened, and I want my guy here. That's how I feel.
Wow. Um, I mean, either way,
Who likes
I
Mac
wouldn't
Jones
gi
more than Kyle?
I wouldn't give away Mac Jones.
I
I
wouldn't.
mean, you know, do you feel unless you felt like, hey, the Niners, it's no big deal that Darnold won the Super Bowl? Because I think Mac Jones, if you put him in a good situation, could do what Darnold did. He could do what Darnold did. If he had a killer defense and a great run game and an awesome return game, special teams, I mean, Seattle was a great team and Darnold was just kind of eh. But you know what? They won it. And Mac Jones could be kind of eh with all the same things and win it. So before, just envision that before you say, oh, we'll just take a this and get rid of him. You may want to keep him because he's insurance in the present. And what if this is a violent game, man? These guys get hurt all the time. What if Brock Purdy gets hurt? Knock on wood that he doesn't. But what if he does? You've got another quarterback there and you're rolling still.
Yep. K Star says, I mean, Bolden was 32 years old when he came to the Niners, and he had 3 great years with him. Just saying. That's true, man. He was incredible. And maybe he was one of the outliers. I just want to say, I don't think Bolden and Evans have that much in common. Bolden was like a rugged power forward slot receiver, and Mike Evans is more of like a sleek boundary back shoulder fade monster, red zone monster. And I just want to point, I would compare him more to prime Julio Jones. And when Julio was 33, he caught 24 passes. He was just at about the end. So I don't know. We'll see which way he goes.
He could be like Devontae with the Rams last year.
Yep. Devontae, I didn't think Devontae was particularly good last year. I thought he was hurt most of the year.
Pretty good.
But he had 14 touchdowns.
Yeah, exactly.
14 touchdowns is 14 touchdowns.
That's a lot of touchdowns.
Yeah. Chris says, surely they need to trade for Jalen Carter. Quinnen Williams was a 2026 second and a 2027 first. Carter is not as good. So that's maybe a 49er first and fourth.
Well, that's one of the more interesting topics of the week. Would the Eagles take the Niners, or would the Niners offer and would the Eagles take the Niners first and Renardo Green for Carter? I at first assumed when, that it would be Bosa because I heard the Crosby for Carter. So I just assumed, well, maybe they feel like they want Bosa. I don't know if you would you trade Bosa for Carter? I threw that out.
Yes, I would.
I threw that out and said that I probably would, and people were just like, "Oh my god," losing
I would
their
for sure
mind.
Do that.
It's like Bosa's older. He's had 3 ACLs. These guys don't last forever. I would say he's got 3 more years left.
Who knows?
Him.
Yeah, and you have no idea what he's going to be like when he comes back from this latest ACL. Mystery.
Plus, Jalen Carter is an all-pro defensive tackle who's kind of a badass. Now, he might be too much of a badass, but you know what? If this guy was Charles Haley, would you want him?
I mean,
would you want him knowing that Charles Haley
light of what happened in college, but he hasn't gotten in trouble in the NFL. He didn't go to
spit
jail.
On Prescott.
Okay, Bill Romanowski spit on JJ Stokes. I'm just saying, like,
people.
So he's not the nicest guy. All right, the Niners have by far the nicest team in the NFL. Maybe their nicest would rub off on him. Maybe he'd become a lot nicer of a person hanging out with Kyle Juszczyk.
That's right.
Hanging out with Christian. I'm just saying.
Jalen Carter becomes part of the Cabo.
He might start listening to country and voting Republican. We just don't know. Mike, who cheese Harry says, if the Niners make one last free agent signing, who is a must sign? That's going to be our topic for today. Hold tight, and we're going to dedicate that one to you. MGM Production says, with 20 million cap left, what is that people want to know? You got to wait. JDM says CMC said doing what it takes for the team even means less touches, and he's open to the Niners adding another running back. Isn't this a shot at the other running backs? CMC is known not to want to get off the field, so he comes off as contradicting. I think it's more of like not a shot at the coaches, but like, hey, everyone thinks I refuse to come off the field. Maybe they should like play someone else. Maybe it's not up to me.
I saw today B-Rob may come back. Do you see that?
We're going to talk about that too. I'm going to ask what you think. Let's not. You guys are anticipating all of our great topics. The great Gagooch says, "Hey guys, love the show. Larry, hope you can forgive me. Love all your hard work and content. Hopefully you'll let me back in your supers." Greg Argisi. Greg, you fucked up.
Greg, you did say some things that were a little bit over the line, but you know what? I will review with counsel and Kev, and we
You
will.
gotta accept a good apology, man.
We,
And plus,
yeah,
he gave
we'll see what we can do.
So because he gave me $5, I'm definitely on his side. JC NY Niner says how it's going. I 100% see Debo Greenlaw coming back.
I do too. I do too.
Greenlaw be cool. Kevin Kretzmer says if we get Chris Bell in the second round, believe we could be in great spot with our wide receiver room in the future. Agree? Is that the dude who tore his ACL?
Yeah, but I think he's totally on the money here. This guy is a little bit of T.O., a little bit of Bolden, a little bit. He's a powerhouse, but he's got speed. He can run after the catch. He could, at least pre-injury. I like him a lot. Yeah, Chris Bell.
I think he's a good scheme fit for the Niners training room.
Yeah, but he would be if you added Chris Bell and Mike Evans and the young guys they have coming back, they could probably call wide receiver covered.
The great Gagooch says, "Do you guys think we can still get Romeo Dobbs?" Man,
no,
stop spending money on wide receivers. The offensive line is more important. Please.
He's a Patriot, by the way.
Dobbs. Oh, yeah, there's that. Good point. David Montez says 7 picks in the first 4 rounds should set them up. They have more than 7 picks, right? Because they got 3 comp picks.
No, they have a first, a second, a third, and 4 picks in the fourth. That's it.
7. That is 7. Okay.
But yeah, I definitely.
My day will be done early on day 4, day 3. I'm kind of happy.
I would trade back because there's a lot of great players in this draft.
They should not pick in round 1. They should either trade that for a player or trade out of round 1.
I agree. I agree. That'd be good. Give me. I would give that number 1, by the way, for
Jalen Carter.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that would be a great move. All right.